What's going on, everyone? We have got a cool collaboration knife to talk about. This was loaned in from my buddy Cliff up in Anchorage, Alaska. Thank you very much. And this is from Hoback Knives and Snecx Labs. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it. SNECX Labs. Tan over there. And Jake from Hoback Knives. I've talked about their packaging before, but just touch on it really quick. They always include, um, the certificate of authenticity, whatnot. It has some information about the knife, has some information about Jake and the company, and it's a balsa wood type of box with a cutout specific for the knife, with the lid that kind of slides in and out. I just think it's very cool. It's going to last a long time. I mean, it's not like it's oak or something that's going to last a lifetime. It will last a lifetime if you're careful with it. But, it's just the fact that packaging is important. This was like an $800 knife when they were new. And to have some sort of package is nicer than just, say, getting it in a standard zipper pouch, of which I don't have one within arm's reach. But you guys have all seen knives come in a zippered pouch, come in just a plastic bag, just come in a cardboard box, like a Kubi, just comes in like a cardboard box and a plastic bag. Not super exciting. But for a $50 knife, that's totally cool. That works, not a problem. For an $800 knife, that wouldn't really give me the warm fuzzies like a nice wooden presentation box does. Okay? Just me. You can disagree and think they don't need to spend any money on the packaging, just put the money into the knife. And that's a valid opinion. I think it's not my opinion. That's all. So let's dive into this knife. This is a full-size knife. It's a big boy. Not as big as some of the ones I have and own in my collection, but this is a full-size knife that you're getting. It's 5 3/8 overall, closed, 9.5 inches overall. You have a 4.5 inch blade with a 4.05 inch blade, 4.05 inch cutting edge. Blade steel is M390. It's 0.186 thick blade steel. Overall thickness is 0.587. Weighs in at 6.3 ounces. So it's not light, but it is easily carryable. And it runs on bearings. I'm not sure you can ask for much more. What we can ask for, or what we do get out of this, though, is a beautiful stonewashed blade that is crazy sharp. They always engrave Psalm 23, Hoback there on the scales, titanium scales, steel log bar insert. And what's so cool is that this honeycomb is just milled out of that single scale. It's not an inlay. It's not anything. It's just a solid chunk of titanium that they've done all of this awesome milling on. And they've carried that through to the backside. 3D milled titanium clip with, again, some honeycomb stuff that's part of this design. And I think I'm just really impressed with how well that honeycomb is with the lock bar. So if we close it, you can see a little bit better because the lock bar will be flush with the top. That to me is just very cool. I mean, that's what kind of makes this knife for me, is the milling out of just these single pieces of titanium. Some nice milling on the backspacer, just to kind of keep it classy. You do have a lanyard loop, if you will, which the backspacer is, kind of milled out to accept the blade, because the blade just falls right into it when the knife is closed. Inside, let me grab a light here, see if we can show this. They've gone and done a layered cutout on the inside. You can see there's multiple layers that they've cut out to save as much weight as possible. I just think it looks really awesome, and it allows it to have all the strength you would ever want or need out of this. See if I can get into there. But in a cool way. And this is something that most people aren't going to see. But even the pin there has a little cutout for the blade. It's kind of milled out for the blade, as well as the front of the backspacer. I just think that the engineering that goes into this is truly amazing. Now, the other thing that comes with this is the Hoback roller detent. And what that does, I don't know that I can really show it very well here. The detent ball that you can see there is a bearing. Like it moves. So it rolls along the blade instead of just being a ceramic ball that's stuck there. This is a roller bearing that turns as the blade goes. So if we were to take this apart, there would not necessarily be a detent track. Let me see if I've got something here that shows the detent track, so that you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if I've got anything right here close that I can show that. I don't think I do. These aren't the ones I have at the table here don't have. Oh, wait, hold on. The Direware might have it to show. No, I don't have any in front of me that have the detent track, but you guys have seen it. You all know what I'm talking about as I'm futzing around over here, just checking every single knife out that I have within reach. But you've seen it. You know what it is. With this Hoback, or with most Hobacks, you're not going to get that track because the detent ball is rolling along the blade. You'll probably still see it. If you take it apart, you'll see a little bit of wear, maybe. Probably more like a shiny spot where the ball has been rolling across. So it makes for an incredibly smooth action, both opening and closing, because there's really no friction on the lock on the blade from the lock bar. Now, what's also cool is this is adjustable. So, and it comes with the tools. The tools are not in the box. They're on Cliff's desk at home. But typically, there's tools in the box that give you the small Allen that you need for there. And you can twist this in or out, which raises the ball, raises or lowers the ball, so that you can adjust the detent yourself for how tight or how loose you like it. Okay. This particular detent on this one right now is a little light for my tastes. I'm not going to change it because it's not my knife. So, but if it were mine, I would just crank that down just a little bit, and then you can try it, crank it a little more, try it, crank it a little more, loosen it up, whatever you want to do, which is super awesome. And most all of his knives, if not all, come with that feature. It's super cool. Holt Spectres have that similar design that some say they got it from Hoback's design, but I'm not going to get into that. But they have an adjustable detent also, which is super cool. So let's do a couple of quick size comparisons now that we've rambled on for 9 minutes. Jeez. Sharpie, Spyderco Delica. I didn't intend to get that deep into the rolling detent. The AA battery, the D cell battery, or else I would have made sure I had a knife here that you could see the detent track on. And since we're talking about big knives, this is the Frederick Knives custom that I got from JP. How about the Hellraiser Automatic? P-Series Automatic. Awesome, awesome knife. the Sharknivko Ryu, which every time I say that I've got that in my pocket, everybody looks at me like, what a knife are you talking about? Like, you're nuts. And since I brought it out earlier, the Direware Solo V5, which is for sale, and I can't believe people don't want it, but whatever. I thought it was a great price, so apparently I had to keep dropping the price or just keep it. So it's $800 if anybody's interested. Whatever. So there you go, guys. A quick look at the Hoback Knives Buster. It's a pretty cool knife. I love the color and just the monochromatic and all kind of, it's not blacked out, but it's grayed out. And I think it just works. And I like it. Now, one thing also, before we let you go, there's a lot sticking out of the pocket when you have it in. It's comfortable and it doesn't dig into your side or anything, but there is a lot that sticks out. I would like a little bit different clip. I'm not super big deep carry. It's got to be hidden and all that. But it's just a lot. It seems like there's a lot sticking out on this knife. So for me, that's, not a great point, but it's not a deal breaker either because everything else about the knife is really cool. So there you go, guys. Have a fantastic day and thank you for watching.